Beautiful.
You know?
Lovely.
You get that Beyonce fan when I tell
JJ,
you.
get the fan.
Okay. We gonna have this place shut the down.
Today we are celebrating LGBTQIA plus Heritage Month and Hispanic Heritage Month.
All right, ready, set. We are here celebrating Herstory Month, being Latinx y being alive, being perra. Mira para allá, estamos riquísimas. Y aquí estamos, mamá. ¿Qué podemos hacer?
We're doing a photo shoot to celebrate our Latin heritage. So some of the gals from RuPaul's Drag Race are all gathered together to discuss our Hispanic history. All together.
We got Bianca, we got Vanjie, we got April, we got Crystal. I mean, this is a combination that could be a disaster, but it's actually working because we're that fierce.
We are here to celebrate Latin culture, Latin people, Latin everything, and me.
It's my first time meeting Bianca actually, and she's just as mean as I imagined, so I've been loving today.
You're not gonna be able to use any of this. It's gonna be me going, hello, goodbye, yeah.
Does that make sense? You could chop it up and make it make sense, yes.
It's in my blood. It's that serious. You see it on my drag, you see it on my style, you see it on my everyday life. I'm Puerto Rican 100%.
Of course I'm proud. Look at me. I got all these colors and feathers. I got all this decorations.
Even more than ever, I feel like I've embraced my roots. I feel that's where my power is. That's where I gain my experience, and that's where I come from. So it inspires me to nurture my Puerto Rican queer culture and keep on resonating that culture, that dance, that reggaeton, bomba, you know, bring it to the drag fantasy, to the drag Olympics, because that is my experience, and that's what I bring, that's what I have to offer. Y mamá, yo soy la ricura, yo soy el reggaeton y lo traigo completo, baby.
Growing up, I actually wanted to see somebody like me on TV, because growing up in Puerto Rico was very lonely, and I knew it was something very strange and special about myself, and even though people suppressed it and thought it was negative, I knew it was something that it was going to be used for my future. Being on TV is this chance to be visible and help that little boy or little girl somewhere that is probably thinking they're lost, and give them a little bit of hope, because this is magical, baby.
Yep, that's great.
Beautiful ladies.
Listen, it's always a bond between the Drag Race girls.
I think everybody that's been to Drag Race kind of shares that uniqueness.
I mean, seeing all the girls and us getting all back together, it's like a family reunion. But now it's also with the Latin girls, so it's a little bit more extra.
I've been seeing my daughter Vanjie in a long time, so hello.
Alexis, my drag mom, she was like the first person that I met that was on Drag Race and was like doing drag as a full-time job and like being able to provide for herself.
It's loud. I mean, have you been in a room with Vanjie? First of all, I was shocked that she's even here on time.
People don't understand this, but we all go together through the whole process. We have that thing in common, and we love each other. Literally, it's a sisterhood. Even if we fight, we're still there, baby.
Oh my God, everyone looks cute. Sí, de verdad que sí. I don't even know what my life would be if I wouldn't been on Drag Race. Como que it's changed my life completely. I've gotten to travel the world, gotten to meet so many people, and I'm happy I can express myself as my work.
It's like a badge of honor. It's like an AB honor roll student in school. You feel special. You feel like, bitch, I don't know if I can cuss, but it, because I went on Drag Race. That's how I feel, unstoppable. I feel like the Avengers.
I always feel like being familiar with something give you the chance to not be afraid of that any longer. So being on any type of exposure as a queer person or as a drag queen give you the chance to teach people who you are, and maybe they're not scared of that any longer. So that's very important to me, and that's simple too.
You should go on Drag Race your damn self and see how it feels.
I remember going to drag shows back home, and it was very pageant-centric, and it was just like a drag style that didn't necessarily speak to me. But through the show, I got to see that drag has endless possibilities, and you can really do whatever you want. Drag Race like really taught me that it's okay, totally normal, to express yourself in this crazy way.
Well, it's surreal when you travel to Brazil, when you travel to Peru to do shows, and you're there, and there's 3,000 people a night that come to see you, and you're walking into the theater, and there's someone outside selling bootleg T-shirts of you, a bootleg T-shirt of me. I'm going, this is insane. You go, wow, all of this happened because I was on a TV show and it just opened me up to the world, which sounds kind of sexual. I believe I answered the question. What the hell was the question again?
Me being a little kid from Puerto Rico, seeing RuPaul for first time on MTV, I remember I was like 10. I saw RuPaul Supermodel of the World video on MTV, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not alone in this world.
I think it helps so much to look back and see iconic queer history figures because it shows that we've been here since the beginning of time. If we don't know what happened in the past, we can't prevent those same things from happening in our future.
I mean, I started drag in 1996. When I started, gays hated drag queens. I mean, different world, completely different world. I think maybe there was a stigma growing up Hispanic and the idea that maybe if your child was gay or different, that it would be somehow their fault or something that they did wrong. And now they see that, hey, I'm celebrated. Hey, I do what I do. Hey, I'm living a happy life. Now that there's gay pride, there's gay pride parades, there's gay pride month, it's not so threatening. It's not so scary, I think, to people. I think they realize, hey, we're fully functioning adults and we're not that bad.
So us being on the show kind of shows people like you can do drag and shows the kids and show, you know, versus like back then we didn't have that. We had like Bob and Mary. And sometimes you don't want to be Bob and Mary. You want to be, you know, Vanjie.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, that's really great. And it can be small from everyone.
yes.
Oh, woohoo, my favorite Latinx queens.
I had so many from our first ever Nina Flowers to Madame La Queer, Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
I am obsessed with Valentina, even more so now that I've met her in person and we've been to Paris Fashion Week together.
I'm a Libra, so I don't really have favorites. I love them all. I'm my favorite. You know, that's me. I'm the favorite.
Oh, Jessica Wilde is my absolute favorite, and I loved Jessica Wilde before it was fashionable. April Carrion is a good friend of mine. We cackle every time we see each other.
Bianca looks amazing. She looks like a granddad, and I'm happy for her. See, I'm happy she's here. She's still walking.
Watching the show, I remember April Carrion really caught my attention. Just like a beautiful, beautiful woman.
Alexis Mateo, I don't understand what she's saying, but it's always a good time.
And now that we have Drag Race España and Drag Race Mexico, it's even better because we bring in the flavor, baby.
All of those contestants are so amazing, colorful. Margaret Yaw from there is like an old friend of mine.
And Vanjie, if you can get a word in. If you can get a word in. All right, yay! Are they sure we're done?
My hope for the future is just to keep on working, to keep on spreading my art.
I don't really plan too far ahead. I like to right now I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do the next 5 minutes.
The future better bring me a lot of good stuff, baby, because I have high expectations.
I want my legacy to be that I'm a goddess. I'm a f***ing Puerto Rican goddess. That's the legacy.
I'd like to be known as somebody who didn't take themselves seriously and always had a good time. You know, for me, the game has always been able to work, to get to work and to go and spread my hate to the masses, which has been amazing. So I say, as long as I get to keep working and as long as I'm enjoying it and they're enjoying it, that's the match there.
I always think that what I do is serious. I take it 100% in my heart. And I hope people see it that way. With love, with respect, and to celebrate our community. And not just that, to just celebrate queerness everywhere. Drag is just an art, and I'm just an art form walking around with a lot of Photoshop on, baby.
My grandmother, she just turned 93. She's still like, every Sunday gets all nice, dressed up, puts on her best jewels and rings and lipstick. Just like knowing she's that bitch, like that gives me something to look forward to always know that I gotta keep moving and never stop.
My book is not finished being written. I think we're on the first few chapters. So the legacy is gonna be to be continued, to be determined, and to be gagged.
Let's see what the next 10 years bring. Let's keep going.
Oh, hey, everybody, it's Michelle Visage. Do you want Emmy-nominated gay? Well, then subscribe to RuPaul's Drag Race on YouTube.